directly Gates, but I know it's Gates because listen, Grayson wouldn't be inviting us to these meetings if he was openly shit talking us at these meetings. And I have a pretty good relationship with him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it wouldn't make sense, but I didn't even know if Gates attended the meeting.
No, she was there. Oh
okay.
yeah, she was there. And apparently she wasn't happy that we showed up either. Because normally they talk shit about us when we're not there. And that is from the mayor's mouth, okay? Not anybody else, Rhodes, the mayor's mouth. Okay? This is the people that we have at the top of the chain that are overseeing cases, making laws, changing things, have a bias towards LSPD, and more specifically, I don't know about Gates, but definitely Falconer, towards our commander and high command. What the fuck is going on? And where's the communication in solving this issue? Then I get a call from Veronica, the deputy mayor. I'll tell you the night stuff in a minute because that's drama in itself. She calls me about half hour later. Hey, just wanted to let you know, the meetings aren't always like that. Like another one trying to it's so funny how everybody's like, oh,
wait,
sorry
but isn't that
meeting.
Directly against what Dawn said?
Yes. So she was saying the opposite, that it's not normally them talking about LSPD the whole time. And I was like, okay, Veronica, like I think she was just trying to smooth it over. And I get that. But I just my argument to both of them was just, listen, we don't have to be best friends and hold hands. But at the end of the day, if you have two departments, the marshals and BCSO, walking in together, 9 out of 10 times they're going to be on the same page and nobody's going to push back against what they want to push forward, which means they're only pushing their own agenda. They're not getting our input, which could be different, which could match more of what the community wants, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So it doesn't make sense to have two departments holding hands and the third one being left out and you guys trying to approve things just so they can get their way. It's ridiculous. And seeing DOJ in their pocket or somebody in his pocket is really concerning. So Veronica's like, well, I just want you to know that I think Falconer forgot that you guys were there. So
it doesn't matter.
That out loud, I said that makes it fucking worse.
Yes.
The fact that he said it and thought we weren't fucking there.
I'm going to be real. Falconer, honestly,
yeah.
I don't know that is true of Falconer. I think Falconer would have said it regardless. Falconer is, honestly, even Grayson.
I agree.
Even Grayson. I think both are willing to say those things in front of the people.
Yeah.
And honestly, I respect that more than someone who would only say it in the event where they were not present. You know what I mean? I'll respect someone more for shit talking in front of the person they're shit talking than doing it behind their back.
I agree. And I don't know why she said that. I don't we were standing at the end of the table by the window. So I feel like we were to his left by 3 people. I don't feel like he couldn't see us. I just feel like it was so natural for him in that environment to do it because it's not the first time. And the bigger issue is, does he have a bias towards LSPD? So when we're on case, I don't even King, we're we don't really want him overseeing any of our cases because we don't see that he's going to treat our department fairly. How outspoken he was about stuff. Listen, you can have your opinion. You can confide in people and give your opinions to them, but to outright say it in front of people that are on the board like that was just insane to me. In the cabinet, I mean.
I mean, the judges are already very limited. I wouldn't push for claiming issues of conflict unless there is an egregious ruling. I think we still have to go into every court case, even if Falconer is assigned to it after what he said, with just the understanding that everyone has their opinion, right? It is what it is. Falconer is very good at his justification behind things, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
So,
and I actually like him.
Yeah, 100%.
He was one of the better ones till he started acting like that, and I was like you're a justice, dude, not a magistrate. And I already seeing that it's from Gates does the same thing all the time. She just doesn't do it to your face. But I found out that she has been doing that in these meetings as well. And again, the mayor said she'll get us caught up on everything. So I just wanted to let you know that was happening.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
While and Dawn said she'll start letting me know about every meeting on Monday if we want to come. But
is it the same time every Monday?
Yeah, it's right after the storm, an hour or so. But she said the place changes every time. But because of what Angel did, I don't think Grayson will be going to meetings anymore if the departments are there. And I don't think it's because of us. Yeah, I talked to Grayson yesterday.
Okay.
But yeah, Dawn said that they're not coming to the meetings anymore if the departments are there, because they just want to talk to the cabinets. You know, that's it. That's yeah, where they're at with that. While I was talking to King, Knight pulled up and tried, I don't know if he was trying to eavesdrop or just figure out what the fuck we're talking about. Whatever, who cares?
Yep.
Conversation had about, all of a sudden he brings up the okay. He mentions about accountability, and we kind of got into a heated argument in front of the deputy mayor, the mayor, and somebody else in the cabinet with King there. He was talking about what the fuck was said. We were talking about what the DOJ said about calling us liars and how we didn't think it was right that he should be saying that in front of everybody. Very disrespectful. And he's like, well, can you blame him? This is Knight. I mean, things happen and you have people getting away with all these things and nobody holding them accountable. And I said, well, you're a marshal, Knight. You could do something about that. Yeah, you're a captain, Maxwell, and you should be doing something about it. And then something about the Bill and Ruby shit got brought up again because Knight is
It's
obsessed.
by people who lack context. Holy fuck.
Yes. And he was like, I said, yeah, well, I don't know what you're saying about accountability. People were fucking fired. He's like, yeah, after we had to step in because we were brought into the investigation that you guys were doing. I said, there was no investigation. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? He keeps spreading so much. And so that I just lost it. I was like, you don't even know what you're talking about. I was like, it was one question. Nobody was getting fired. Nobody was pressing criminal charges. He's like, oh, you don't even know. And he just kept cutting me off. You don't know. This is what was said. Were you there, Maxwell? You weren't even on duty. I was there. I said, you weren't there. I said, and you didn't even get Oxby's statement, who said in a meeting that the person who mentioned criminal charges was fucking Ruby. Ruby's the one who mentioned the word criminal charges, not Bill. That is from Oxby's freaking mouth. And I said, if you got more than just Ruby's statement, you'd know that. But of course, he's cutting me off and yapping his freaking gums about how we don't hold anybody accountable and I'm a captain. And then he brings up the Alana and Carmela stuff, which I don't know if you're aware of that, but Knight is trying to insinuate and compare me putting a statement to King of what happened or what happened at the Vanilla Unicorn the other day or what I observed or whatever into a command report because he's gathering statements about Alana. Was she on duty? Did she beat Carmela's ass in front of people? Were there cops there laughing? So I put in, I was there. I put in my 3 paragraphs. This is what happened, King. Finish getting your stuff to figure out if you're going to fire Alana. Knight is saying that my statement that he knows King would never tell me to put in this command report is hiding evidence, and it's comparable to what Ruby did. Me putting my statement in a command report is the equivalent of Ruby putting the evidence in the command report. And it's worse because I should know better or something. I'm just like, okay, Knight. And King sat there and told him, I just wanted to know what happened. So yeah, I told her to put that in there. The issue is Carmela came in and made a complaint like several hours after an incident supposedly happened. I was already off duty. So Deke took the statement. Ellen Key made a command report. Deke made a regular report, took her complaint, said she got her ass beat in front of people and nobody, wanted to FOIA the report. Well, there's no report to FOIA because there was no incident. And this is what's so crazy. Like, what's crazy is that the marshals are involving themselves, yet saying they're not, yet talking shit on the side of the road and saying that we're not holding people accountable when he only has, obviously, Carmela's story. And everybody knows Carmela, knows she comes in like a fucking tornado and then fucks everything up and then leaves, right? That's what Carmela does. That's what she's doing. I put my statement in. There were 6 other officers there, but for some reason, Knight is stuck on my ass, said that I never gave him a statement. Knight never asked me for a statement. And even if he did, I'd tell him to shove it up his ass. So I'll tell you, he never asked me for a statement. But again, if he did, Rhodes, I would have told him to shove it up his ass. okay? Because he can fuck off with this Carmela stuff. I am so done with Night. I'm done. I talked to him for an
I don't
hour
blame you.
last week. I tried to smooth things over with him last week. He called me about something, tried to pull things about Ruby and Bill out of me. Oh, well, do you think he was unjustly fired? Oh, do you think this? Do you think that? You know, typical Night stuff.
Why don't we just pull from Knight's playbook? Fire Miller and then hire him again.
It's a great idea.
It would, except we do that with Bill.
Oh my God. Oh, he was like, you're the one backing the crackhead Bill. And I was like, I don't even fucking know him. Like, I don't. I only know Bill for the week that he worked here. But at the end of the day, you need to talk to everybody. That's all I'm saying is don't go with one story and then push that to everybody. All I'm asking is for people to get all sides. What actually happened? Ruby cried wolf to Daddy Knight. Daddy Knight came in with his fucking knight and shield.
But then
okay?
Bill got fucking blamed for the
And
Marshall
Bill
involvement.
Got fucked. Yes, it was Ruby.
Yeah, that
she
bothers
said it
me.
in the meeting in front of Pred that Knight talked to her. She talked to Knight. She told Knight what happened. 10 minutes later, he comes in here and tells them no more investigation. The marshals are taking over. Where the fuck are the marshals? I don't see them taking over shit.
And the worst part is when it was explained to me, and I don't remember if it was by Pred or someone else, but it was explained as Bill had the marshal with the intention of, during this interrogation, being in the observation room to overhear what Ruby was going to say. That's how it was worded to me when Bill was essentially being painted in a bad light. When really, the marshals would have never been involved had Bill have had the opportunity to just speak to Ruby, to ask the question, like straight up.
Right. Well, it's because Bill prematurely told Oxby, hey, I'm going to interrogate you and Ruby. Oxby ran home to Ruby, which, you know, that's his commander. I get it. But it wasn't malicious. The fact that they assumed
Bill's wording was bad, to be fair, but
that's
100%.
Bill's a dumbass. Yes.
The intention was good, but the actual like execution was off.
So bad. But the fact that the marshals, Knight specifically, think that we were trying to fire Ruby and Oxby is fucking laughable. The fact that they think we were doing an investigation is fucking laughable.
Wait, do you think it's for the purpose of them trying to paint this image to try to essentially poach them into the marshals?
No, I don't think they want to poach those two.
Do they not fuck with them?
No, he's pissed off at Oxby for something else. Yeah, a while ago. But listen, if Knight can use you as his pawn, he's using you as his pawn. That's how he is. That's how he's always been.
Yeah.
You know, and I can see that. A lot of people can't. But I also know that some people are smart and they see that, but they're allowing certain things, but for their own personal gain. I'm just done with it. I don't give a fuck. That's why I don't talk to him. The only reason I talked to him last week was because I told King, listen, I don't mind working with these people. I will talk to them. I will work with them. I'm not going to stand on the side of the road when you're just slandering my department, making accusations that are not true, and then saying that I'm hiding evidence by putting a command report into not a command report, my interaction in a statement of what happened, statement of claim of what happened in a command report. I'm just going to stop writing in command reports and he can fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess, so I found out yesterday with the Carmela stuff real quick. Bison made a report in the complaint. He put his statement in the complaint where Carmela came in. Okay. It appeared to be internal communication. Maple and Shift 3 took it upon himself to make the report that was a complaint a fucking senior report. So now Knight's like, that looks even worse because now the complaint is moved to a senior report and you're hiding even more stuff. Nobody's hiding anything. Maple should have never fucking touched something that wasn't his business. We will deal with that. And but the fact that Knight is so obsessed, he doesn't care about Carmela or Alana. Okay, he doesn't give two fucks.
Okay? Well, the purpose of
is his obsession.
I don't understand why he doesn't see why a report would be escalated when the complaint is against an officer who would otherwise have access to that.
Yes. Well, exactly that, but that is why Key has a command.
What's the report number?
So the one that Deke took, hold on. Let me do search involved create.
So the one that Maple escalated, is that not the one that's...
We demoted it back. We
okay.
put it back down to a report because she wants something to FOIA. So 36857 is the complaint that Deke took. The complaint / she's saying something happened. So I get why it's a report. This should be a report. That's fine.
Yep.
The statement originally only had Deke and Carmela in there.
Oh, do you know your statement was put in?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
Opal put it in there for me, and I'll tell you why we did that later.
Just to cover our bases so that they don't claim. Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I agree.
Because Knight is insinuating shit. My statement did not need to go in here, in my opinion, because I was not at whatever she's claiming happened. I was not there for that. So I didn't see any of that. So my statement is just, yes, I was at VU. She named me, but this is what happened throughout, right?
Yep.
On top of that, the investigation that King was doing was Alana even on duty? No, she wasn't on duty. No, there was no, there were 6 other cops there, Rhodes. Can I just point that out again?
We can literally pull sign in, sign out records for Alana.
Supposedly Knight was doing that. I have yet to see the records. But I drove her to the PD to get her clocked in after she got her ass beat. Hear what I'm saying? She got her ass beat. I drove her to clock in and then drove her to Zonzias's expungement, and she never went back to the VU. So I don't know where this claim again with Carmela is coming up, but where's the rest of these statements
Heads up.
that were there?
Like I'm throwing this out there, and yes, I'm jumping to conclusions, but there's not a doubt in my mind that Alana doesn't get fired with Carmela around.
Oh, I know that. And
she is going to get rage baited into doing something that's going to get her a felony, and she's going to get fired.
Yeah, and they're fighting over Pred and whatever. I don't care about that, but the point is, for this specific situation, she got her ass beat. I had to call EMS for Alana. So it's not even whatever Carmela's saying about some lap dance in the back room, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't in there. I didn't see that. All I saw was Alana laying on the ground and Alana needed medical. On top of that, I did have in my statement. I mean, my statement's pretty thorough. I did talk to Carmela while I was there. I was trying to get them to I'm like, listen, guys, what can we do? You guys used to be friends. Let's talk this out. Let's sort this. Let's fix the problem. No more fighting. It's just stupid high school drama, she said she wanted to make a complaint, Carmela. I said, okay. She said, who's the highest on duty that I can go make a complaint to? And I said, well, because I'm here, I'd like you to go to Crystal Clear, who is a captain, LSPD. Okay. I said, she's the highest on duty right now, obviously next to me, but that's who you need to make the complaint to, because I didn't want to take the complaint because I was there. And again, the complaint she wanted to make was because Alana was shit talking her and she didn't like that. There was no physical altercation. There was 50 people there and at least 6 cops. Why did none of those other cops say that Alana beat her ass? Trust me, nobody likes Alana enough to not get her fucking fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People fucking suck and they would be quick to do that. And I sure as fuck wouldn't put my job on the line for her ass.
100%.
Not in a million years. I fired her once, Rhodes. I'll fire her again. But she was not on duty. She's been minding her P's and Q's. Okay. She hasn't even been around, to be honest. This is the first day she's been around.
Also, I'm sorry. The Deke report the Key report was made 4 minutes after the Deke report. So these things are simultaneously happening. The report creation.
I think they purposefully did that. Yes. I don't know why, but isn't that crazy?
And despite that, Knight had a problem with
my statement being in the command report.
Okay, but Carmela, okay, I take issue with that because Carmela's thing, her report is her complaint.
Right.
That's the report.
Right.
That, like, don't get me wrong, like, you had a version of events or whatever. I haven't even read your statement, but
No,
like,
yeah.
Is Brian gonna sit there and go, well, you didn't write this? Okay, hypothetical. You went up to Deke yourself and you gave him a quick TLDR, a 30-second rundown of what happened.
Yeah.
Is Brian gonna sit there and claim we're hiding stuff?
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. I think he thinks that I'm hiding things for Alana, which I literally fired her before. I don't understand why people think I'm afraid to fire people.
I mean, I guess maybe public perception of that can be bad, but I think this is like, I think this is making a big issue out of a nothing burger. Like, I'm tired of people fucking doing that.
I know. And Knight at the same time telling me he doesn't care. I'm not I don't care about this and that. On the side of the road in front of everybody, he made sure to point out, oh, like you can't tell me that King told you to put your statement in a command report. I said, King, did you not ask me what happened and to write it down? And he said, I did. But for whatever reason, even after that was said, Knight's like, you're the captain, blah, 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 blah. Why the fuck should my statement be in this report, her complaint? And after King lost his shit about it the other day, we got in our first fucking argument over this high school shit. We worked it out. We're good. I asked Opal to take it over. That's why Opal Opal and I talked about it. I said, listen, if the marshals have a hard on for me and X, Y, and Z, I don't give a fuck if my statement goes in that report. So Opal said, you know what? We're just going to throw it in there because we don't give a fuck. So that's why my statement is in that report, because the marshals are trying to accuse me of hiding information, which is absolutely not true. It was internal communication to King. He wanted to know my accounts of what happened. That was me telling him what happened.
Right.
So if people want to say that's evidence, they can sit and spin. I am going to crash the fuck out. I am so tired of them making up shit.
Here's the thing. If we were pushing charges against any one individual in this, 100% your statement would need to be in the report. But in the report of Carmela claiming something happened is not the same as, again, the whole... We're pushing charges, and I don't know. I'm actually sort of conflicted, but like, it's stupid.
She wants to. So yesterday I talked to Bison. I said, Knight is saying that you pushed. Knight is saying that Carmela's complaining she's not getting a FOIA. So I went to Bison. I said I saw a note that there's supposed to be a FOIA somewhere. Knight was claiming that the title of the report is FOIA. Where the fuck is that? I don't know what he's talking about. Where in the command report it says that it's the title of it is called FOIA. I don't see that. The first sentence from Decker had the situation brought to my attention, Bison, that Carmela is looking to FOIA a report. Okay, so that's from Key. So she came looking for a FOIA, told Bison, I don't even know what a FOIA is. Can you tell me what that is? But I need that from you. So somebody told Carmela to come to us and get a FOIA for a report. Bison told her to get a lawyer, for which she doesn't need a lawyer for a FOIA. I don't know why the fuck he told her that. That's another issue in itself, I guess. So I said, did she officially request a FOIA for a report? And he said, well, no. So
then it's a non-issue.
Well, that's what but Brian Knight's saying we're not giving her the FOIA she's requesting. I asked Bison yesterday, is there a FOIA request? The only where I see that there was a request was here from Key that Bison said.
At the top.
So maybe Bison doesn't understand what somebody saying I want a report for blah is the request. Like it doesn't have to be, and then it needs to go in the proper channel.
Right.
Nothing's in the proper channel to tell Deke, hey, she wants this report. So I guess we'll just have to, I don't know, hand feed it to her. Like I don't know what to do with this. But Knight's making
I guess this presents an issue of is Bison unfamiliar with the FOIA process? And if so, like that would fall on us and that would be problematic. I mean, this was the
I need him to put their official request in the channel for Deke to send it to him.
100%.
But at the same time, it was still being air quoting investigated because King was collecting statements, but King was only collecting statements to find out if Lana had wrongdoing to fire her. If she's not been around, all of a sudden you're around and you're causing shit, right? So that's what King was investigating. You know what's even crazier? The fact that a BCSO officer had to come to me and tell me to watch my back with the VU stuff because the marshals are asking questions. And I said, well, what asking questions about what? And he's like, I don't know. They're saying something happened. I said, well, you were there. Did you see anything happen? He's like, no. He's like, I just want you to know to watch your back. I'm just looking out for you.
Wait, who was there?
Omar was there. DPD officer Larry Knox. Romello Porter. Hydra was there. And
what the fuck is DPD?
That's like the
diversity hires for
the diversity,
BCSO.
yeah. Basically the Noxus.
Yeah, if you look at the picture in the command report, I took a selfie with one of them. Because again, this was not it was just people fucking around, you know? Like, it was just a good time. People hanging out. If you look in that picture and report 36859, I took a selfie and there's a BCSO to the left. You can't see him, but that's Mello. To the right, Larry Knox is dancing with a couple girls. Like, I just thought it was funny. He's DPD. He was on duty. We were just, community outreach is what I call it.
Right. Yeah. There's no issue.
Big deal. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
it sounds like people are trying to make an issue of a non-issue.
Yes. Well, it's Carmela trying to make an issue, crying to Daddy Night. Like, people cry to him and then he just comes and shits all over us. For what? This was nothing. And I know I didn't need to put my statement in here, but after talking to Opal, we decided to get Night off our ass. She went ahead and put my stuff in there. And because I told her, I'm not touching that report. I want nothing to do with it. If she wants my statement of my account because she named me, there's my account of everything that happened that night. That's it. So, yeah, I don't know what to say.
If you get questioned by marshals in any capacity, just make it very clear over and over and over that any and all information, as long as this is true, any and all information that you have relevant to the VU situation is in your statement. And just leave it at that. Because they're going to try poking holes and start making holes for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Again, something that is nothing.
There's literally, and that's the thing, like,
why have they pivoted to you when the concern is Alana?
Right. Because Knight is obsessed with me. I don't know. I really don't know. He made the Ruby and Bill shit about me too. Okay. Somehow the Ruby and Bill stuff is my fucking fault, Rhodes. Isn't that crazy?
I have a question. Do you ever, when you're talking to him, do you ever give him attitude? Or like, when he says stuff, do you clap back in the moment?
I do. It depends.
Because he might just be provoking a fucking response from you at this point.
Yeah, I think he is. He knows how to push my buttons. He does. I think he purposefully pushes my buttons, Rhodes. I know he does. I know what he's doing. But I'm just tired of it. And so, yeah, I'm going to clap back. Yesterday, I was on my shit, okay? Normally, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, Night. But yesterday, I was on my shit, okay? And for both the girls to call me later, the deputy mayor and whatever. And I, like, when he left and drove away, I was like, listen, I don't care. People can have their opinions. Let people talk, get statements. All I want is clarity. I want you to get all sides. That is it. I'm about being fair. I don't like being painted as a corrupt person. I've never been that person. I'll never be that person. But at the end of the day, I don't care what people think about me. If you're going to insinuate people are being corrupt, get all the facts first on my officers.
I agree.
That's my job, to look out for my officers. So if I'm a piece of crap for that, then I'm a piece of crap for that. But that's my job.
Holy fuck. I don't understand why people can't just be like well, I say that, but then I'm accepting of pred, so I pick and choose my battles, you know?
I know. I gotta go talk to Denzel. I gotta see what he wants. He had a couple questions for me, but there are 16 people running for Mayor Rhodes. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but rumor has it the votes are gonna be split between Marlo, Denzel, and Lexi Law. And Marlo announced yesterday that his deputy mayor would most likely be Lexi Law, which somebody said he's lying. It's going to be Remedy Creed. So I don't know.
Well, Remedy put up her name and then withdrew it, and we all know the reason for that. They'd have a split vote between Marlo and Remedy, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Were they not the same gang?
Yeah, they are. But
So,
why would he mention Lexi now? Is he trying to pull her votes or trying to? I
what
don't
if
know.
he's doing
probably.
it? What if he's doing it for the sole answer of not name dropping Remedy, right? Because straight up, if he says Remedy, I think a lot of people are going to take issue with that. He says someone like Lexi, I think people are not gonna bat an eye in comparison to Remedy. It's like, it's a good, like, public facing fallback option, you know, to say I plan on this, even if he doesn't actually plan on it and changes it last minute.
Yeah,
because he can do that. Like, straight up, he can do whatever the fuck he wants on that aspect. And then I know he said he wouldn't want to change anything, but correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Remedy fucking despise us?
I think Remedy hates the chief. Yeah.
I think I've not had issue with her, but I know Ruby said that, oh God, she doesn't like me, or she doesn't like her something. So and then the whole thing with Pred. So yeah, I mean, I would say more so than not, she doesn't really care for the majority. Again, I don't really know her well to have any kind of anything with her, which is probably good. Because I wouldn't change anything either, to be honest. Like, if they ask my opinion, and I have told that to Denzel previously when he was running, that I wouldn't change anything. I said we need somebody with thick skin and a loud mouth at the top right now,
100%,
because they're just gonna cripple our department otherwise. Like, literally shit all over us, and there will be no more LSPD if we don't have somebody like Pride standing up for us.
Yeah, 100%. Not a doubt in my mind.
We don't need that. We don't need that, especially with the holidays right now. Like, yeah, this time
we need motivators, not someone who's going to be a good paperwork, you know, everything by the book person.
Yes, exactly. Yep, I agree. And that's why I'm like, why are these little things like the Carmela Alana thing, like,
don't mind me,
being made to be something like I am focusing so much energy on that I need to be focusing on other things, motivating people
hypothetically
to do things, these raids.
In this Carmela thing, was there a weapon involved?
No.
So we're looking at most assault and battery, a misdemeanor.
She said she got her ass beat. Yeah, there was no
but she was shot or hypothetically, this wouldn't even be grounds for being fired. It's not even a foul. It's just a misdemeanor, like a small legally, little, you know.
Legally, no, but I think King is just like, how is she going to come around and cause all this shit? And I said, well, King, she really didn't. It was just Carmela lying out of her asshole. I said, but I agree, if she is only going to come around, which she told me she'd be around Friday and I haven't seen her. So I think what I'm going to do is ask PNT to reach out to her. If she doesn't start clocking in, she's going to be let go anyway. She's not been around. Okay. She keeps making excuses. So at the end of the day, I don't care, but I just don't think it's fair for somebody to come make a complaint and then somebody's fired without proof or
100%.
You know, so yeah, it's just, I don't know. There was no weapons. That's the other thing too. I'm like, it's a fucking misdemeanor. Even if she did do it and there was a witness, which, how did none of the other 5 or 6 cops there see anything? If it happened when I was there, you know, Carmela is just drama and probably wants Alana to be a criminal again so that they can run around together. But Alana's not been around anyway, so I don't understand the issue.
Except when she was around, obviously all of this happened.
They were fighting about Pred. Yeah, I guess Pred gave her money, and now she's going to be sleeping with Pred instead of Alana. So it's a whole thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Jeb, have you been in the chief's office?
Ooh.
Yeah. It showed I showed the chief.
Pred, I accused Pred of going with the lowest bidder. He said, no, I went with who's available. So that's how that happened. China. That's how that happened, which is very Do you realize how far people in Mission Road can hear you in there?
That's pretty crazy.
It's so bad.
I'm gonna call Denzel and see what he wanted.
All right.
Could be the next mayor. Who knows?
Is Carmine? Anyone know if Carmine's gonna be around today? And to talk to him.
If he's not around already, I don't.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Honest, he probably won't be. He's usually around early, right? Oh, I can't believe Peach is around actually.
Yeah, I'm undecided. Primarily because Martha. I want to. Oh, who's getting a call?
What the fuck, Jab? What did you? What did you post on Twitter? Scroll down. What the fuck?
Why? Oh my gosh.
And Peach said, Jeb?
It must be Peach on the phone.
Oh my god, that is so funny, dude. Retweeted it. What did she say?
Yeah, it's a good one. You know, that's in the list. That was just in the list. I didn't make that. That was just in the gift list. If you type in Peach,
there's no way.
It's just in the gift list. I don't have the time to go make some gifts. No, I just looked in the gift list and typed in Peach and.
Nah,
for the love of everything that is holy, I'm glad you went with that one because there are so much worse ones.
Go to gifts and look at the first one. I almost did that one.
Oh my god!
Oh, there's. Okay, you went with a tame option. I'll say that.
Oh my god!
I want to post the other one.
No,
this one
Jeb,
now.
don't.
It's all food. It's okay, guys. Just food. It's food.
Jeb, don't do it. Don't do it.
I love peaches and eggplant.
Peach, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm in the records room about to leave. I gotta go call Denzel, see what he wants. I don't know. He wants to talk. I'll be out in a minute. Bye.
I'll make this super quick regarding Martha. Yeah. I want her to no longer fall under dispatch. I want her to be essentially what was the term? I wrote it down here. Hold on.
Is this filtered at all? Has anybody checked it, Jeb? Like, if you type in some fuck shit, will it pull up worse than like? No, I'm not checking.
I mean, that's the worst I've seen.
Okay.
So either
the first one,
analyst or some kind of information like specialist. Because okay, do you know how with all these financial things going on? Yes. So with Martha getting those phone numbers, she also has lemon list ads for everyone who is around, right? So if you James Malding, prime example, he got millions of dollars for a fucking pastry business. Not once has he advertised on the lemon list the pastry business. It only ever says Manor, right? Like, and Carmine is using Martha for information regarding that. From my understanding, Opal is. Okay. So it's a lot of people doing stuff like that. In addition, the vehicle stuff that she's also assisting with during her downtime. Again, she's not a dispatcher. Never has been, never will be. She doesn't want to be a full officer. That's perfectly fine. She can essentially put stuff on our radar that we can address. But again, she'll never be in uniform. She'll never be outside of Mission Row attempting to be PD. If someone comes into Mission Row and she's behind the desk, she's not going to have it. She's going to put her hands up, you know, like she is otherwise a civilian.
Yeah.
And she'll do the day-to-day stuff. You know, if someone comes in asking for an application, no issue with that. But everyone assumes that she is a dispatcher because she falls under the dispatcher category, but she's not. And so I'm content with moving her to a position of, again, either information specialist or analyst that, you know, she can be a tool that people can utilize.
That's great.
I see no issue with that. Does anyone have an issue with Martha at all?
Oh,
okay.
I think, I don't think so. Is Pride good with her?
Pride doesn't know how to speak to her.
Yeah.
Is the issue. Pride doesn't have the level of tact required. Pride goes, well, it sounds like you want to be a police officer. Oh, he's calling me.
Yeah.
To which Martha said, no, I know what I want, and I don't want to be a police officer.
Yeah, I think she's great.
Hey, Pred, what's up?
Want to get together? You said you wanted to talk about some stuff.
Yeah. I'm in the records room in Mishra.
Gotcha. Because I would not recommend using my office.
Yeah, using your office is a terrible idea. This is what happens when you go through the lowest bidder, the first earliest available person.
My bad. I just said, hey.
You live and you learn, Pred. You live and you learn.
I guess you're right. I'm heading to the records room now.
All right, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Pred's on his way. I'm gonna talk to him about the Martha stuff. But that's all I have. Has he been made aware of all the other stuff?
Nope.
Like, oh gosh.
No, it happened yesterday.
Oh, there's also concerns about Shift 2 PNT. Specifically, is Frodo the one in charge of PNT?
Yes.
Okay, so
Pete, talking to the Ash Chief. Peach, come to this meeting. Come. Bye. Come. Bye.
I hate that we can't be in a normal office.
I know. Fuck, Denzel just said hello. All right, can we wait for her to get here too to talk about that?
Yeah.
In case. Okay. Let me just see what Denzel. He had 2 questions, I think. Hey, I have like a 5-minute window. What's up? At the PD.
I'm sitting at the desk over here.
Okay, I'll come to the desk in a second. I'll be at the desk.
Hey guys.
Hey, I'm sitting at the desk.
Did you hear my announcement?
But no.
I'll be right back.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, hey.
No, not from here.
Hold on. Okay. This kind of sucks. Perspective, at least. Whoops. Sorry, chat. Hold on. It's gonna keep happening. I need to disable my Steam screenshots.
What are we gonna do? Not vote for Lexi Law? All right. Come in, and her pitch was, "Hi, I'm running for mayor. Vote for me."
Hey, Pride.
Hey, what's going on?
I think she's gonna
Not too
win.
much. Not too much. Well,
Look, I'm just saying, okay, Carmela, she's going ham up there, okay? If people are gonna be voting between Lexi or Carmela.
Yeah, I voted for Carmelo.
I'm just saying.
Pride, you're supposed to.
I gotta vote for my mistress. I gotta support my mistress, Matt.
Listen, you're supposed to vote for Denzel, and then
yeah,
tell Carmela and everyone you voted for her as a fallback option.
Oh,
It's a 2-for-1. No one actually knows how you voted.
maybe I didn't vote for Carmela.
Okay. All right.
Maybe
I
didn't
don't know
vote
if you
for
know,
my-
but
for
she's
my-
offering nudes to everybody and stuff for a vote.
Nice.
I told Carmela to come to the MRPD meeting, but she's like, it's really early.
I told her the same thing. I said, "Hey, look here, you lazy B word. Maybe you should try getting up before 3 p.m. for once."
And the
she
response?
was like, "You know what? I will because I care about this mayor run and junk."
Did it happen?
And then she didn't show up. But I do have 20 missed calls from her from yesterday.
I'm telling you, she's hustling for votes. Okay? She's giving lap dances to married men. You know, and
Nice.
and like, you know, she's begging. Okay? And she's a good campaign manager too.
Who's the campaign manager?
I don't know, but she's really cool.
How do you feel about married men getting lap dances? Is that a no-go?
I mean, I wouldn't personally, but
Have you talked to Doug?
What if it's like every once in a while? Like it's like just like and it's just a lap dance.
I mean, for me personally, no. I don't. Yeah, no. It's just a hard no. Hard no.
Yeah, if I would imagine if I was a gay man, I would not want some dude gyrating his dong right in front of my man's face.
Precisely. Okay, so I have a few things to talk about. For shift 2, what are we doing regarding command? Are we pushing more sergeants?
I don't think we need to. I think we have enough.
Okay.
I don't think we got the numbers to really push for more sergeants than what we already have.
So,
why?
Well, Peach has valid concerns.
What are those valid concerns?
Well, Frodo is... Oh, gosh. One moment.
Frodo, I hear, is the most hated man.
What is it? What am I looking at?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention this yesterday. This is your husband.
His car?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
He's out here, you know, parking willy-nilly anywhere he wants.
Richard would never. Someone took his car. There's no way I believe that was Richard. Anyways, so Frodo's doing P&T stuff in shift 2, right? And I guess the concern stems from the fact that Frodo seemingly doesn't have too much support from the higher ups in shift 2, which is kind of problematic if he is doing P&T stuff, because he's not only beneath them in rank, sometimes by multiple ranks, but it's almost as if like he's just not being heard, despite the fact that he's the one responsible for hiring everyone. You know, he's kind of like, he'd be the Peach vibe check of shift 2.
Yeah,
except,
gotta be honest, Ruby doesn't like Peach and doesn't like Frodo. Ruby wants yeah, Ruby and Peach. You know, I think there's... All right, listen, we got to understand something, right?
Uh-huh.
There is division between shift 1 and shift 2, okay?
Uh-huh.
You know, as long as they both run, I don't really care, but I also, ideally, I want everything to go through Peach. Peach, she works hard. She does a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And as Jeb told me in the car earlier when we were hanging out, he said, Peach has a great ass. And, you know, those are all qualities that, you know, we look for.
That's true.
Okay, let me run a hypothetical by you.
Yeah, run it.
Froyo doesn't feel supported, and let's say tomorrow drops P&T. Who takes it over?
That wouldn't be... I mean, well, we have coverage with Peach and Crystal, right? I mean, ideally, I mean...
But I mean, like long term, who's taking over? Who's taking over as the hypothetical? Long term, who's the replacement?
I don't know. I wouldn't really... I mean, I like Frodo. I wouldn't really want to pick anyone else, you know?
Peach, what are you going to say?
You know, I'm going to be honest, you know, if Froyo were to quit, I'd quit P&T too.
That's a problem.
Okay, let's not say shit like that.
No, okay, I'm putting my foot down. Okay, that Froyo, he works really hard and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, you know, me and Froyo, we're on the same wavelength, okay? I tell him the vision, he believes in the vision, okay? And he tries his best to execute the vision, alright? But day after day, okay? It's just constant, you know, having to hear. It almost sometimes feels like tit for tat, okay? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm the one with the tits. Yeah, and it's just you know, I mean, I feel bad for him because I'm not in shift 2 a lot of the time and stuff, right? And so I can't, provide him the support and sort of like backbone and everything, right? So, he's fighting this war, sometimes feel like by himself, and I think that's really unfair. But I don't think there should be a war.
Well, what's
You know?
the all right? So the issue that I'm hearing is that, all right, now pardon my French, but Ruby told me that we're hiring too many tards, and she said she wants more cops that are going to do actual police work. Now I don't know how true that is. I know how you guys are hiring probably a good, a good mash of individuals. Um, I don't have the info, but I just know what I'm being told. I know Ruby's issue is she feels like there's not enough competent cops being hired, and I don't have, I mean, I don't think that's the issue, but for all I know, it could be. But it seems like Shift 2's pretty consistent with having like a decent number of cops and good functionality as is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, here's the thing. I would say for the longest time, shift 2, there's a lot of how you say, ping chasing officers. See?
Yeah, they like doing that.
Yeah, and yeah, I get that, right? But I agree. There needs to be diversity. Okay, all right. There needs to be a variety of different officers, right?
Right. Right.
Here's the thing. It may seem like I'm hiring a lot of how you say, people with personalities and other endeavors and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest. It may seem like a lot in the beginning, I guess. But maybe they're not used to having people with personality types around.
Oof. Look, I mean,
I
can I be honest? I think the P&T stuff's getting blown out of proportion. I think things
It's
are
not that
actually the
deep.
best they've ever been.
Okay,
Yeah,
if that's true, though, if that's true, how do we support Froyo when the people who are above him in rank, whether that be sergeants, lieutenants, captain, commander, whatever, are not agreeing?
It's an easy fix. I mean, we just allow Ruby to pick, if for every 10 people we hire, we'll give Ruby 3 picks. And that way things still kind of stay balanced. Peach and Frodo can continue to do their thing, and sometimes people at the top, they butt in and they say, hey, I need this person, that person, blah, blah. I mean, ideally I want us as high command to stay away from hiring in general. I believe that, like, one of the main things is that brings down departments is that, high command has to deal with hiring people all the fucking time. Whereas we have a dedicated department of that, of people that we trust.
I agree.
So, I mean, like, in order to kind of, I guess, repave the road of trust, if we got to give them the ability to pick a few people for, of the hirees, then I guess just let Ruby pick a few of them, and then we just call it a day.
I mean, instead of a specific number, why don't we just do, like
percentage?
Yeah, like 30% of, however many people are being taken on, doesn't have to be, but can be Ruby's choice type deal. Now, I don't know if Ruby's even like necessarily the problem, but I would assume that Ruby would be in line with Key and whatnot regarding people to pick.
Nice gif.
Peach, do you think that'd be a viable solution to the situation?
Is that a way to?
I mean, we already do that. So I mean, if they want, but you know what? I mean, I'm okay with putting that out there. But we definitely do that already.
Well, I mean, if it's already being done, it's not really a solution.
If it's already being done.
Yeah, but exactly. I don't know. It's just like we hire everybody, and then we're still getting complaints, and it's just like, oh my god. I mean, like,
Hey, put the blame on me. Put the blame on me.
It's really tiring.
Oh my god.
Well, people are always going to complain. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, but the issue,
the turnover rate is low. I mean, listen, man. I mean, Rhodes, we all know how low the turnover rate is.
I know, but again, you have to consider Froyo's perspective. If he's constantly hearing that people above him in rank are taking issue with his decisions, he's just not going to want to do it. Like, that's the issue. It's different when it's coming from people who don't matter, but when it's your direct, boss, essentially, that is demotivating.
Well, as long as he doesn't do anything fucked up, he's protected by, the top brass. I mean, look, people are.
Maybe we need to have a conversation. Maybe us as high command just need to approach Froyo with listen, there are going to be differences in hiring opinions, and if there's already a split hiring decision amongst you, Ruby, just general command or high command in shift 2, just know that whatever your decision is, we have your back. But that needs to come from us directly. I'll make myself available when he's around and everyone else is around. But I think there'd be a lot of value in him hearing that from us, so that it's different when Peach says, listen, Pred and Rhodes are going to have your back, and those are the 2 highest ranks, opposed to us going up to him directly and saying, we appreciate what you do. And again, there's going to be a difference of opinion, but you're in this position for a reason. Follow through with what it is that you want to do in this position, and we support you.
What we have to do is our best to not divide our shifts or divide our command team with this decision. I mean, look, hiring is always a difficult process. That's why I prefer for high command to just stay out of it entirely. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Things just flow so much better when high command just isn't involved. Like, here's the thing, right? Nothing's stopping you, Haley, me, from being like, hey, I want this person hired. Right? There's nothing that stops that. All right, except maybe,
and we do it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? There's another thing you got to understand. Sometimes people just don't like the fact that someone else is making decisions that they feel they should be making.
Mm-hmm.
But in retrospect,
but those people aren't willing to put in the time and effort into doing the P&T stuff. So unfortunately, they lose their voice in that.
Exactly. So that's why it's like the P&T personnel is very important. This is the best P&T our department's ever had. I mean, Clear, Frodo, and Peach are doing an amazing job compared to what P&T was before. And all the problem children that we didn't want in P&T to begin with are gone.
Okay, listen, this is just a team moment. Is one of the problem children Ruby?
No, the problem.
Okay.
Aaron, Gray, and Ezra were very adamant against Peach in the beginning.
Got it.
They were
okay.
Not fans of Peach.
Got it. Okay. That's okay. Peach, we support you as high command, and that's the important bit.
Yeah, we support you.
All of us, we support you.
What it is me and Rhodes will sit down. Us as high command, we'll all sit down together and we'll work this out so that we can get things kind of going.
Arjun's around.
So last night, Ruby and Oxby pulled Crystal, Froyo and I into a meeting and stuff. And, I think we kind of voiced out a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be honest.
Records office now.
It was just like
affirmative.
It's kind of like, I feel like it'd probably go nowhere. But here's the thing: a lot of the complaints and stuff was about, like how Academy was rushed in Shift 2 and stuff like that. And they didn't like that there's like miscommunication or they're not being communicated about that stuff. But we just explained we were on tight deadline.
What is it? Can you give me an example that they brought up of what's not being communicated, so I can, when I have a talk with them later, I know exactly where to go? What is something they feel isn't being communicated? The Academy overall, like the itinerary, like.
Oh yeah, I think like we didn't go to them directly ask questions about for like academy stuff and whatever. Because and they were like, oh, we have tons of experience with academies and whatever, right? I mean, you know, from what Crystal and Florida told me, academy went well.